3, 2, 1. Greetings, foolish mortals. 'Tis I, Viktorya Roze Tassi, and first off the bat, I am so sorry about not posting a video soon. However, in my defense, I was super sick with bronchitis, which the cough just wouldn't go away for like 2-3 weeks. Directly after I got better, the cough was still there. However, I've seemed to have said bye-bye to the cough as of like the past week, something like that. But anyway, I'm back and I'm posting another video. Have my notes right here because I do not have the best memory. So for those of you who are new to my channel, hi, welcome. This video is going to be split into 3 parts. Part 1 being where I discuss everything that happened to me this year. Part 2 being my New Year's resolutions. And then finally, part 3 being books that I want to knock out next year. So, yes, let's get to it, shall we? But before I continue, just a really quick reminder. I am on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And it would really mean the world to me if you went and showed me some love in the form of likes, follows, hearts, etc., so on and so forth. Sorry. I will go ahead and drop the linky link down below in the video description box. Also, if you like this video, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button located below the video in the lower left quadrant. Drop a sweetly worded comment down below in the comment section. And please be absolutely certain to subscribe to my channel if you want to follow me. If you... Oh crap, my phone has a hole in it. Sorry. Continuing on. If you want to be one of the first to know when I post new videos, you can tap that subscribe to my channel button and edit when you get alerts to new videos on my channel in the form of all videos, or you can just personalize your alerts, or you can just opt to be subscribed to me and get absolutely no alerts whatsoever. Don't worry, I will not judge you. Alright, so on to my 2025 wrap up. The bakery that the 3 of us, my mama, my daddy, and I love to hit up, closed, which, yes. Okay, so a bit of background information. However, the people who ran the bakery, a husband and wife duo, they retired from their job, the job that they had before they opened the bakery, a couple years before, opened the bakery in 2021 or 2022, like literally as we were getting settled in after being homeless for 18 months. And yes, so they closed the bakery down this year because, for one thing, they were not getting much business. They were located in the square of downtown, which is, well, there's not really a lot of business that comes in down there, which is to be expected. It's the square. So they closed the bakery, which is extremely depressing. And yes. Also, my daddy recently found out how the fireplace works. We moved into our house, the house where we currently live in 2022, I want to say. Yeah, about 2022. And my dad didn't want to touch the fireplace because there's no flue. Like, there's no place for the smoke to leave the house whatsoever. However, a couple weeks ago, he had a massive case of the much fuss and fist something. So he was screwing around with the fireplace, and that's when he discovered that it can work without a flue. Just, yeah. Side note, I absolutely love these scrunchies. They're Harry Potter themed, and yeah. Here is the place where you can get them. Note, this video is not sponsored by them. I spent the night at Fort Worth following San Diego Comic-Con, and oh my goodness, that was a story in itself. Just I'll post a video relaying what all happened, but I do not have a hole in my sock. Yep, I have a hole in my sock. Yes, gonna remove this sock and toss it into the trash. The hole's right here. I'm just gonna, yes, set the hole right there. Bum, bum, bum. I absolutely love my socks. But yeah, anyway, so that was completely preventable, not on my part, but just, I was not happy about that whatsoever. I am still rebuilding Sapphire Sea Siren extremely slowly. Just, yes, although I'll tell you what, my fandom and pop culture inspired charm bracelet, they're selling, however, they're not selling as well as they were when I was in California. So, yes, this upcoming year, I am planning on releasing a couple of new charm bracelets, a Welcome to Missouri charm bracelet, as well as a Legend of the Baldknobbers charm bracelet. The Baldknobbers were a group of post-American Civil War vigilantes who used the Bible as their justification for chasing people who they didn't like out of town. Just, yeah. Madame Morrible does a absolutely wonderful multi-part series. Yeah, like a 3 or 4 part series on it. I'll go ahead and I'll drop the link to her video down below in the video description box. And yes, exactly. Note to self, do not wear the scrunchie when you wash your hair a couple hours ago, because otherwise it'll just slip down. I have not sat and read a single book, which I think for the next year, my New Year's resolution is going to be to read 12 books, which sounds reasonable. I am actually hoping to vend next year at Missouri Comic Con 2026. I've been trying to get into Vend with them since 2023, but yes, we'll just see how this all goes. I vended at Tremendacon this year, Tremendacon 2025. I was also approved as of like 2 or 3 weeks ago to vend it next year, Tremendacon 2026. I haven't submit payment yet. I'll do that next month. Next month or February. January or February of 2026. So be certain to keep an ear out for when I say I'll be vending at booth. And finally, I finished writing 2 chapters of my book, which is called Broken Crescent. Broken Crescent is a. Hold on a moment. I have the book. Broken Crescent is modeled much after this book, which is called Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. It's a bunch of short stories which you do not realize at first are connected until you're like a good portion of the book into it. And the 2 chapters I finished writing are The Bride in the Chimney and The Clown in the Mannequin Mansion. Now, Broken Crescent followed Celia Sterling, who is the assistant to the chief medical examiner of the city of New Orleans. It follows her as she and her best friend since babyhood, Emmett, as they find themselves in a bunch of prickly situations. And oh yeah, did I mention that Celia can talk to the dead? Just yes, exactly. So the next part of this video is talking about my New Year's Eve revolution. This is the list right here. First thing, I'm going to try to post the Sapphire Sea Siren social media 3 to 5 times a week. I did a really good job of starting to do this year before last. However, I just lost interest after 4 or 5 months of doing it. I will not overdraw my bank account this upcoming year. I accidentally overdrew my bank account on two separate occasions this year. One time in July, and then one time like 2 or 3 weeks ago, which is completely my fault. However, in my defense, I do not get an alert that my bank account had been overdrawn until I get like my daily summary of how much money is in my bank account at like 10:30, 11:30 at night. Yeah, I know. I will start doing my Christmas shopping on January 1st. Okay, so in my defense, the reason why I didn't do that this year was because my best friend since the third grade, her name's Jackie, I mentioned her in a couple videos before. She and her husband, surprised, they had an oopsie baby. His name is Baby Noah, and he is so cute. But yes, anyway, I did any good obligatory auntie would do, and I sent her a baby basket, which consisted of a blankie that I got from Litographs. Absolutely loved your blankies. I'll go ahead and drop the link down below in the video description box. A bunch of sheep onesies, like sheep baby onesies, that she can toss away without feeling guilty in case one of them gets like soiled in public, as well as like heated, like microwavable slippers, and a couple of other fun things like that. And yeah. So anyway, hopefully none of my friends will have a surprise baby this time around. I also really want to try and find some more cons for me to vend with. Now, mind you, in the Springfield, Nixa, Branson, Ozark area, which is where I live, there are only 3 cons that happen a year: Missouri Comic Con, Missouri Anime Fest, which are ran by the same people, VX5. I've had massive issues with them in the past. And Tremendicon, which is a small charity based con. Yes, let's do this. I will try to take a shower 2 to 3 times a week now. I do not like taking showers because towels, texture. I will also do my best to stop leaving the house looking like a homeless bum. Just, yeah, I'll tell you what, however, I'm honestly at that age where I do not want to leave the house wearing makeup like every single time I need to run out to Walmart and grab a mat or like whatever. Just, I'm low maintenance like that. Just, I know it's a flaw of mine. Wear makeup 2 to 3 times a week. Again, same thing. It's a flaw of mine. I'm no. I will also try to brush my hair out 2 or more times a day. I have sick hair that very easily gets tangled. And I'll tell you what, last year I had one somewhat mat that was at the back of my head. It was while I was at San Diego Comic Con when I discovered it. So I spent like an hour just picking it out. Just, yes, exactly. I'm also planning on releasing my American Girl doll size doll mystery box series, which I'm planning on calling Heart of Dolly Mystery Box. The first box will hopefully come out in 2028. Hopefully, if things do go according to plan. I also really want to learn how to sew again. I took a sewing class in college for like 2.5 years. Absolutely loved it. Broke my heart when I had to drop out of college, but oh well. And I also really want to sew a dress for myself. Just so I've been doing 365 days of cute animals on my personal Facebook page, like the page that's exclusively for friends and family. I stopped doing it in December because for like whatever reason Facebook decided to update their app and I couldn't find where they had the memories for like 3.5 weeks until like 2 or 3 days ago. I was noodling around and I discovered where the memory button is. Just Facebook, please stop updating your app. And yeah, so anyway, for 365 days of cute animal, I was unable to post any cute animals because what I do is I first go into my memories, I find posts that are still relevant to me and I repost them. Then after that, I post the one cute animal picture a day thing. Just, yes. I keep saying that every year I will finish writing a book. However, writing is extremely difficult for me. Like, I sit down at my computer laptop with the aspect of me just sitting and writing. However, that just, yes, writing's incredibly difficult for me. I will, as I've been doing last year, put aside $250 a month for my San Diego Comic Con fund jar, which I'm thinking of upping it to $500 because I have more money coming in. Just, yes. And I'll also put aside $100 a month into my moving out fund, which my moving out fund is specifically for when I'm able to move out of my parents' house. Just, I am also still relearning ASL. My signing isn't exactly confident, and I also need to modify quite a few ASL signs because my hands cannot very easily formate some hand movements. And last but not least, I am planning on releasing 12 new charm bracelets this upcoming year. That's one new charm bracelet a month. Some of which I have in mind is a Little Red Riding Hood themed charm bracelet, another Renaissance Fair charm bracelet, a On the Road to Hell charm bracelet, a Zombie Crossing charm bracelet, a Little Dolly with Button-Eyed charm bracelet, a Welcome to Missouri, a Into the Goblin King's Labyrinth charm bracelet, and a Legend of the Baldknobbers charm bracelet. And that is everything I have right now. Now let's get into books. Okay. I'm going to start with, yes, this is my first book. The theme is in the curled girl, in the curl, in the code girl. Liza Mundry had brought to life an extraordinary story of American courage, service, and science. This is a really interesting book. The untold story of the American woman codebreaker of World War II. Washington Spies. I picked this up when I was living in California because I was massively into the TV show Washington Spies. And yes. So these books are from New Orleans, which I wanted to visit while we were on the road. We ended up not going there for like whatever reason, which sucks a massive time. There's Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, classic. And yes, exactly. This is a really good story from what all I understand. Just Yes. And you can also find these books up on Amazon. I'm not going to go ahead and drop the link down below, because if I do that, then I'd have to edit a lot of stuff out of my summary. My video summary box, that is. These are two books that I've already started. I will need to restart them again in order to finish them. And just, yes. I am actively obsessed in World War II and Disney. I used to reenact the Second World War along with some of my girlfriends when I was living in California. Meanwhile, here in Missouri, there really isn't much as far as like World War II reenactment goes, which sucks massive time. Just, yeah, I'll tell you what. I do not feel like the asshole when I say I'm never gonna forgive my parents for forcing me out of California. Then we were living in an RV for a number of years. Actually, it was more for like 18 months, not like years. Yeah, my mental health was at an all-time low. Okay, these two books I got when I was visiting my Aunt Jen, Uncle Napoleon, and late Nona Rominer in Arizona. I would have liked to have moved to Arizona, but we're in Missouri now. That's everything I have for this video. I do not know how to end videos.